Have you found the yellow sign? Coming this Rebributus month on every low and void day, the Society of Sensations is proud to present The Yellow Sign, starring Mallochio as the Stranger.
It is the shadow cast by a truth. Nothing else has ever vouchsafed us, Queen Casilda. That is why I am white, in order to survive such colored shadows. And the pallid mask protects me, as it will protect you.
Witness the tragic last days of a decadent dynasty. A house filled with lost children and warring clans.
There is no clarity in the dreams that haunt me. Who is he that wears the pallid mask? And why do we fear the yellow sign? Will our dynasty start again? Can there be a king in Etil? And will the black stars mount the sky once more against the Hives?
See on stage the madness of the King in Yellow recreated. Glimpse the grandeur of Carcosa as it was meant to be shared as only the Society can deliver. Get your tickets today. Brought to you by Level Up Corporation. The Society of Sensation is not responsible for any mental breakdown brought on by attending the play. Side effects of attending the play may include sneezing, vomiting, anal leakage, eye bleed, disease known as sausage fingers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, God! I've been mulling things over. You might think this jiggabob, but try to follow along. Now, are you the type of fella who, and I ain't judging your answer here, are you the type of fella who thinks the same rule should apply to everyone, no matter the individual circumstances? Or should the big setup consider every dog and devil? The Hall of Speakers, where our lovely tenants are headed for, is where our Astroperius Council will peep over debates. Every dog and devil barks at the hoity-toity to have their individuality recognized before the law gets written by the governors. It gets passed down to the hardheads to beat us down with it. Think they care about our personal song? Nah. Most of them don't. Because all dads have a type. The people who used to own all the speakers also used to have a type. It was narcissism.
You'll make your way towards the south, arrive at the Hall of Speaker fairly quickly. By the time that you arrive, now the city is starting to become very much more busy. While you're crossing the administrator's district, you see there are a couple of very differently dressed people than what you are used to. You notice also a couple of people are wearing yellow clothing or orange. And
Scandal.
They are
I like
after Labor Day?
No, what? They are wearing this mask of a. It looks like the theater masks.
Commedia dell'arte masks.
But it's not quite that. It's a smiling face, but the eyes are. On one side, it looks very happy, and the other side looks like mocking. So it's not Commedia dell'arte exactly, and the crown has it looks like sun rays, so like a sun, and they're all dressed in either in yellow or orange or a combination of the two, and they kind of skip about and seem to be parading. So you notice like maybe 4 or 5 of those just kind of having fun around before you make it to the Hall of Speakers.
Can I do like a knowledge check of what they're celebrating exactly? Like, is there a religious event going on that we should know about or something?
Yeah.
Clearly, they're celebrating Troop 7 Stars and the return of Ren Fair season.
Ah, nice.
Yay.
History or religion?
A history. You can roll a history, or you can roll a perception if you want something else
history.
entirely.
History. Whee! Oh my god, 23 again! Woo!
Oh my
awesome.
god, you're rocking those. Okay. It's nothing that has to do with religion. You don't recognize a religious symbol in there. This looks to you more like the Sensate faction. It looks like an event that the Sensate would be putting up. The codification of the mask really gives away something that has to do with theater. So that's for sure probably a play that is being put on, but you're not able to connect it to a specific tale. You'd probably have to go closer to the Fest Hall. So the Fest Hall is a bit close to the south. See, if you went towards the Fest Hall, probably you'd gather more information about what is going on, about the specific event that they're putting up. But it's definitely something that's, it seems like a publicity stunt almost to you.
Okay, yeah. I'll keep an eye on that. I mean, it's good to know what's going on in the area in case we have to use that. You know, like, oh, shit's gone wrong. Let's blend in with the crowd or something.
You arrive at the Hall of Speaker, which is your destination. I mean, the building is very large.
The Hall of Speakers looked like a giant beetle skewered on Sigil's surface by a mad entomologist. The body of the Coleoptera is 410 feet wide and about 600 feet long. All along its circumference, a covered arcade was built, creating a net over the dome-like body, fixing the beast in place with columns of gaudy white marble like so many needles. Where its head and its rear should be, there were doors to the building called the Speakers and the Signa's Portals. Out of the top of the dome, poking out like an enormous case of unresolved phallic narcissisms, was a spire of supposed elven design. All that could be said about it, really, was that it was easily recognizable from afar. The place had once been the headquarters of the Signers, the faction of the Sign of One. Those who took believing in oneself to an insufferable degree of seriousness that was hard to cope with. Nevertheless, their Hall of Speakers was open to every bobber of the city. They could come and debate future laws, philosophy, or complain about a current lim-lim craze. When the faction started to crumble because, oh no, who would have thought a group of hardcore individualists had difficulties working together? They eventually merged with the Godsmen to form the Mind's Eye. In doing so, the Signers abandoned the Hall of Speakers to join the Godsmen in the Great Foundry. The Council, consisting of a representative of each faction, stayed and continues to organize debates and passes into law what little they can agree on. Collaboration is all that happens now in the husk of the adoration of individuality. Ha! Ain't that just gallows?
The Hall of Speaker has changed. And now there are, the Factols can come and represent their faction in debates, really important debates. And they also have their members there that will always be present and, listen to the different debates and always know what's going on in the city. How it's presented, and you'll notice when the day will start and then people will move about. The members of the faction each wear kind of a garb, a kind of a uniform, and their faces are masked because they're not, instead of representing their individuality, they represent their faction as the thought of their faction. So they're not there to speak for their own belief, but they're there to speak upon their faction's belief.
Do they ever introduce themselves by name, or they always just say, I represent this faction? So they're like, hey, what's up, Chaosium? How's it going, bro?
They are not supposed to ever tell who they are.
Ah, okay.
Although they have their own little ways to show their individuality sometimes. So some of them will circumvent this rule. Of course, they're using their own voice, right? So some of the speakers, as the member speakers, can be recognized. Some of them are greater debaters than others. So if you meet them outside of the Hall of Speakers, you can recognize them by their voice or their mannerism. And some of them are less known, and others are known even if they're wearing the mask. But they're doing this. Yeah, it's politics at its highest level.
It's maybe not quite as deep and dark as the Lords of Waterdeep, but it's kind of like how there's like the Shadow Lords of Waterdeep,
yes.
where they're like, hey, we're all scheming and stuff. We all kind of get together. We all kind of like, I'll never refer to you by name, but I technically know you through all my agents who also know you, and then all that stuff.
Absolutely, yes. But if you refer to them by name, they will not acknowledge you. I'm going to bring you to a map of it so you can get an idea of what I'm describing.
Not meant to be, but I'm sure we could make it if we wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. So
let's battle upon the speaker's podium.
It's
I walk
never
up
too
to the
late
nearest
to make a
bureaucrat
mad
and
battle.
punch him in the face.
Honestly deserved.
This is America. You are entitled to do that. I say to the Canadian DM.
I'm disturbed by your Americanness, definitely.
You should be.
So this massive building, the way it's constructed, it has 2 large doors, but they're kept open during the day. So when you arrive, the doors are already open, and the way that the Hall of Speakers works is if you're a member of society, you can go to the Hall of Speaker as you wish, which is the whole point. Anyone can come and go and participate in the debates and assist. The public hearing about your city block, that's where it will be held, in one of those many chambers that you see about the structure. Now, today, for Dr. Mateen and Inkton, that's not what is of interest. What is of interest is the garden. That's where the exhibition will be held. So when you enter the speaker's portal, you see all the way through to the singer's portal that also have their doors open. And in the middle is this very beautiful garden. And in the middle of this garden is a platform that has been put up where the exhibition will be put. So that's where Dr. Mateen is bringing you all. Sigil, being a town where there's like no natural sunshine, has no garden really. So this place is quite special, as it is magically kept alive. There are plants for a bit everywhere in the multiverse, and it's quite cute.
All right, so this is a big old park. Is there like a fake sun or something providing light? Or is there like lights that seem to be...
Yes, there would be at the top is an orb that sheds something that's similar to sunlight, but that is magical. That is not...
Basically just constantly casting the sunlight spell. Yeah.
But it feels kind of nice because you guys never see anything that is like the sun ever.
Wow. Miriam telling us to touch grass. Rude.
We're in a nice little garden with cute little plants. There are even birds.
Oh, yeah. Oh, birds.
And butterflies and yeah. But this is all like for the consumption of the rich, right? This is non-attainable for you guys ever.
Ornaments.
I mean, I'm happy to consume the rich.
It's good on the palate.
You're making a real sacrifice for us, Alec. I appreciate it.
Can I ask a couple of things about the city as a whole, I guess, would be the question?
Yes.
The Lady of Pain, does she have a race that we would know of? Is she like celestial?
No. She is unknown.
She's a gnome?
Unknown.
Oh, unknown.
Unknown.
Okay.
She's unknown.
I was going to say, she's a gnome. Wow, that's an interesting choice.
I had canon the Lady of Pain as a gnome now.
Every piece of art has to say something, right? And if it were to say something, what language would that be most appropriate written in? And I'm thinking primordial? But if it makes more sense, like this city was founded by Celestials, it would make more sense if it was written in Celestial.
What it would make more sense is common.
The theory is common was developed here.
Yeah.
Because it's the universal nexus of everything, so...
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't make more sense. Cool. Yeah, is there... can you describe the globe outside?
Is that big statue out front supposed to be you?
Yes, in a way, it is me, just like it's every other member of the Sign of One. That sculpture, called the Power of the One, represents our faction. As you approach the hall, you pass straight by it. A woman holding an entire world on her back. Remember how it didn't even look heavy for her? Her whole body looked powerful enough to carry that world across the multiverse, and her face wore a confident smile. She was planning it all out in her head. That's what we do in the Sign of One. We can think about doing something, no matter how impossible it seems, and we make it happen through sheer concentration.
How come you can do that?
Because I'm the center of the multiverse. Therefore, I can control everything in it.
Can I do that too?
Of course you can. Everybody can. Though we signers, we do it best of all.
The statue is a bit of a relic. So the statue does not mean much anymore.
It's just history.
Could potentially be replaced, although the council has not decided to replace it yet.
Sure. But hey, if Mateen comes up with something impressive enough that is meaningful enough to the city, that's probably what he's striving for. Yeah, to make a statement with the whole project. Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, like I was saying, you guys make it to the inner garden of the Hall of Speakers. It is a very beautiful place with lush vegetation and trees that have been brought from many other planes to create this environment. There is this false sun, and this is kind of small ball of light that is shedding its actual sunlight, and it's hanging at the top of this tent-like dome, standing high at the apex and covering the Hall of Speakers. And amongst the garden, there has been a little a podium that has been set up in advance for Dr. Mateen's exhibition. You guys have a couple of hours to set it up, and the exhibition is supposed to happen during about lunchtime to have the most impact. So when the members and other people who have come to have the debate or listen to them will come and go, and that's when there will be the most circulation in the garden. But you guys bring the boxes and the metal plates. There is one of the employee of the Hall of Speakers that is showing you the place around. And Mateen very excitedly is like, yes, finally, fine. finally, we are here. Inkton, aren't you excited?
I don't know about excited. Nervous for sure.
And Kendra would be like, are you kidding? I'm loving this. Did you see this? And he's like pointing at a plant that's eating him. And it's like, it's a Eucalyptus Rex. I haven't seen one of these in one would say over 150 years. But it's quite fascinating how the drool is now far more acidic than it could ever be. One would think perhaps they've been grown this way. And it's just like still slowly chewing on me. But I'm not asking for help. I'm just having fun.
Regret's just gonna watch it like slowly consume you. Like, I don't think it can actually do anything.
Oh, don't you worry. I'm very aware of its upchuck reflex. Just give me a minute.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's okay. You have a great time. So, Professor, what is the plan for you? What is your vision? How can I help make this happen?
The exhibition is rather simple. He turns to Inkton and he says, "Do you have the playlist, the order of what you will transform into?"
Yes. We're gonna need everyone to help place the pieces in the correct locations, but the actual act, I guess, the professor's left all upon my shoulders. So we'll see if I can perform correctly and the message resonates.
Is there anything we can do to help you perform correctly?
The lighting mechanism. So that's going to be the most important part. So Agrat, can you and Salik work on that, since that's like the majority of the heavy lifting?
Yeah.
Ken and I can start placing the body pieces around.
I thought you were going to say body parts, so I'm glad you said pieces. It'd be a bit awkward to bring those in here.
Pieces, parts, yeah. Do we have schematics that we can share with them?
I don't know.
I don't think I've even expressed to you what I have planned for this.
No. So you explain away.
I open up one of the boxes that I'm carrying, and like actually bring out a large roll of parchment that kind of shows off this large creature with large, wide paneled horns, where the majority of the technical pieces are a part of. But basically it looks like a giant elk, and the center of the horns, Mateen has created this thing where the horns will project a light from the center onto the surrounding surfaces. So it's supposed to be a large structure with this added wow element of projected light, and the horns double as not only projection but holding this large, what will be a magical orb thing that is projecting the light. So the most important thing that I won't be able to fix if it goes wrong is that lighting mechanism.
Oh, I got you.
So we need to make sure that the horns / panels are placed most correctly.
Well, so are these powered by like a chemical reaction, or are they more like a magic based? And
Inkton will kind of like poke her fingers together shyly. It's like oil.
Oh, burning. Okay, chemical.
It's an oil reaction. And
it's not going to ignite you, is it?
No.
Just let me know the admixture and I'll work on that, make sure it's all what it needs to be. I'm kind of an expert on oil, and I'm like squeaky hinges and stuff like that. I just don't use it too much myself.
Don't worry, I am.
If ever we need to, there's a couple of, what are those? I think daylilies. Oh no, hold on, those are daylilies in there. Yeah, there's some daylilies over there. They're ones that they float on the water, but if they ever get too warm by being removed, they ignite in light too. So we might be able to use those as a backup if you want. I can go collect a few.
But why don't we make sure the first thing works? And then we have the backups. Are we getting paid for this? Or is this goodwill?
No, you guys are... We did this not for this reason, remember?
This is the setup.
Yeah, this was
the
just
montage.
supposed to be, let's get this set up so it can... So Inkton and the professor are doing a thing, and you have 2 hours to go fuck off.
Be gay, do crime.
Be gay, do crime.
Yes.
I've been hearing this sentence so much in the past 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, it's been a joke in the queer community for a while. Like one of my friends
I know,
this weekend.
But I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know. In the past 2 weeks, it's like having a second life, or I don't. Yeah.
Miriam, maybe the universe is just trying to tell you something.
Crime.
I mean, I'm already queer. I know.
Oh no, it's just telling you go kiss a pretty lady and maybe light a Molotov cocktail. Like,
Yeah, and you don't have to do it in that order.
hey Mason, date night.
Mason has a mason jar filled with fire ready to throw it. It's gonna be perfect. That's romance right there.
All of my jars are mason jars.
Matt, do you think you have everything to make this work?
Yeah, I thought of a good quote last week, and I can tell that I wrote it down because my notes in my treasure section says a gargantuan elk with a mechanism built into the horns that project a light, saying, and then there's nothing written underneath it. So I had to quickly find a quote that's not as good as the one that I remember from last week, but it'll do for now.
Once you guys are sure that everything, your setup is great and you're all good, you have time. It's maybe 4 to peak, so you have about 4 hours to do whatever you want.
Like that?
I mean, so looking at like the map, is there anywhere that people are interested in going? Or I think we could also start asking questions of Miriam too, so.
Yeah, because we don't really know why else we're here.
I'll bring you back to the clerk's ward.
Yeah, I guess the main question is, this art installation was an excuse to get us into this district. Does this specific building have anything to do with our situation?
Kind of, yeah.
Yes, that's
Besides where the thing will be held in, what, 2 more months?
It's in a month.
It's in a month. Yeah.
That's where all of the Factol, so the heads of each faction, come and go. So that's one thing. It's where you can meet high-level members of the faction. So whomever is wearing those masks are high member of each faction. If you go outside in the clerk's ward and around, that's kind of the beating heart of anything that goes with that has anything to do with administration. So if you go outside, you have the Hall of Records. So if you want to know maybe more about Erasmus Canna, you could maybe have access to certain things, but that would have to do with taxes,
accounts, and the business, their LLC.
Yeah, or the business, the Level Up Corporation. You could have access to some records. Although you guys are not citizens, so you'll have access to certain amount of information, but you'll have some red tape there.
Just like pull through. Yeah, the guy exists. That's it. Cool, that was useful.
Yeah. But there is one place that you could go that could help you open doors, perhaps, or get you information. There is a nice place. It's the big building here.
Ooh,
that's building. The information center. It's basically a place in Sigil. It's the Hall of Information, and you can go there to discover things about the city, places within the city if you're looking for a specific type of service. So that's one thing. Otherwise, if you look at the map, the little shopping basket here on your map, that's the
far west.
Yeah, that's the Tome of Magic component shop. I think that considering that you've never been here, you don't really know about anything. You'll have to talk to people. You haven't walked much. You basically went...
I sat on a box. I didn't walk at all.
You guys just went through one of the main thoroughfare. It was quite early in the morning. I told you like there was all type of people walking around. You saw those little people dressed in yellow with the kind of strange face. You know that the Factol, which is where anything that's culture related, the Factol is it's easy to find if you go outside. Is towards the south. But yeah, there's plenty of location here.
They're all reachable within 3 hours and given time to return.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can walk from the Hall of Speakers all the way down to the Factol within 15 minutes. Easy.
I feel like I need to review on the information that we've acquired thus far.
Well, we have the level up luxury condo. Like, if you need to read that over, that can be useful.
Yes.
Plus, this is a fun letter. I love their logo. Like, right now, this is big conglomerate that's doing something that's never happened before, where they're just pouring out the freaking Hive.
We're all on the same page. It'll be better for us if we try and prevent them from purchasing.
Yeah, because, like, once they're there, they're just gonna spread like cancer, for lack of a better word.
So it's for better for the whole neighborhood that we don't let them set up shop.
The Hive may be trash, but it's our trash, damn it.
So we need to either come up with a bunch of money to prevent them from doing that. We need to make a case that it would be harmful to X, Y, or Z, or make a case that what they're doing is illegal in some way, or blackmail them so that they don't want to do it.
If you guys want to focus on Erastus Canna, what do you know so far?
Well, we know the corporation's a part of. Also, this was dictated to Miss Mona Zogby. Like, that could be something useful.
You guys talk to her.
Yeah. And then also, whoever documented this had to have been submitted to somebody, so we could backtrack it through there, too. Like, this had to have been reported to the government on some kind.
We have 2 names, right, that we can go off of to get information. We should use this time to go and scout this area out and find out what we're going to need to do when we come back again, because we got a pass to come in here today.
Exactly.
And we're working on other schemes to get ourselves, like, fake IDs and other reasons to come back again. Like, I feel like step 1 should just be, we need to figure out the lay of the land, figure out what this place is like, see if we can talk to some of these people who did this thing, and...
Yeah, and that would make sense. The area that they're setting up would know who they are, and generally probably at least even a fake address of where this company is located.
This just seems like this is since this isn't actually the day when the thing is happening, the most that we can really do right now is information gather and hopefully happen across some lucky opportunity.
Let's just see if we can go to headquarters, because like knowing where they're located and anything about that can't be a bad thing.
The Chamber of Concord, that is where the requests are put in. There is a line, but it's not too busy, so if you wait till people put in their requests, and the requests here, you just wait a little bit and you just listen in on what people are saying. The requests here are already pre-approved. So it's not everyone who can just come in and ask for the Hall of Speaker to listen in on an issue. They have been pre-approved by another triennium just outside the Hollow Speakers. It's like there's a free round, and then it's entered at the Chamber of Concord. But you arrive at the little desk, and you see there is a little gnome who is tapping on a dactylo machine, and she's like, Form 1718? Do you have your form?
Oh, I heard 41718. I just heard numbers. Form. Yes, I present the Level Up Luxury Condo Corp form, I guess.
Yeah, she looks at this and she says, this is a letter. I need your Form 1718 to be able to slot you in a chamber in the triennium.
Oh, just flip it over. It's on the other side.
She turns she's like, no, I need...
Oh, the other side.
No, I need your... Have you completed your form? Number 1718. Do you have a chamber allocated for you for your debate?
Well, we're looking for information on the debate on this letter.
Oh, this is highly unusual. She scans she says, you already have a chamber allocated.
Yeah, we're looking for information on the parties who started this little shindig.
Oh, okay. What would you like to know?
Well, do you know if Erasmus kinda actually came in here to deliver that? Like, is there a report or more? Like, you see the signature. Has he assigned the signature to anyone else here?
Well, the letter is outside of the request itself, but
May we see the request they put in?
I'm not sure I'm allowed to show you that.
Why not? That's public records. This is a hall of speakers. I'm speaking to you. You can just speak back to me. It's part of the building. We pay taxes.
Make a persuasion check. Like, she's like, I might have to talk to my supervisor about this.
All right, I see here. So, 29.
Okay. She's like, yes, I suppose you're right. It's public records anyway.
She's a gnome. She thinks you're handsome.
She looks at the letter. She says, third of clerk, accordant, and she turns around and there are rows and rows and rows of file, and she locates it quite proficiently. She takes out the file and she says, requested. It doesn't have a name. It is just under the name Level Up Luxury Corporation Condo Corp. I'm not even sure if this Mr. Kana will be the one representing their company or if it will be someone else. As long as someone shows up to defend the demand, it will be fine. So I'm not quite sure.
Well, how do you validate that then?
What do you mean?
This Level Up Luxury Condo Corp. Like, is it just that they paid money for it, or like, how do they validate declaring like that they can do this? Like, you know, it's like, do they need to be an official company that's existed for X number of years before that would happen, or?
I myself do not know. This has been a request put under the Housing and Development Regulation.
Is like an address for that? Register?
Yes, of course. But that is not under the regards of the Hall of Speakers. We are just holding the part of the public hearing. So if some citizens are not in agreement with the development, we're just handling that part. But I must say, we haven't seen very much of these, but it's not the first. It's the first that I see that is happening in the Hive. You know, usually the repurposing of seeded blocks is usually done by the Debuses, and they do not have to go under the Housing and Development Code that goes directly under the Lady of Pain's purview. So I would say that your best guess who could answer this would probably be the Hall of Information. I can only tell you that the request for the Hall of Speakers was made under just the corporation itself, not by one individual in particular.
I mean, would you know if they've ever put in any other requests, like, you know, for other development through the public speaking here?
Yes, through memory, I can tell you that in the latest years, I've seen more than a dozen from Level Up. for sure.
From this place? From the level up?
Oh yes, from this corporation specifically, yes, I've seen. Although it is the first one that I'm seeing for the Hive, but from all in the other wards, yes, they have done more than one project.
And how many of those have actually gone through? Do you know? Just off of memory.
I do not remember any of their proposition being repelled, actually.
Well, you happen to know, like, what areas that they develop in?
Yes, I think you can see one of their project actually near the Sandstone district. It's actually a pretty big one, all square-like and white.
Gotcha. Well, thank you. I kind of look at the others. Anything else you want to ask?
No, you've been wildly helpful.
I appreciate it. And do we, like, tip you or something?
Oh, no, I cannot accept money
oh yeah, taxes. I
from
gotcha.
any citizens. But thank you for coming.
Alright, well, so I guess we'll move Sigil over to the info den.
So as you guys go outside, you notice that there are a couple of touts in waiting for clients and stuff like that. Now, touts are people who can give direction and bring you safely to your destination. They are very cheap, but usually they are young people. They're especially useful at night, but they're there during the day. They're lantern carriers, mostly during the night. But they're people who know where stuff is in town. So if you're looking, let's say, for the Hall of Information and you have no idea where that is and you don't want to get shanked in an alley because you got lost, they're pretty useful. And they can tell you stuff about the city when, like they're tourist stuff, but you guys are basically tourists in this part of town.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're also, like, every now and then exchanging information on what information other people want. Wink.
Exactly. There are pretty good gossips as well.
Yeah, they're like just street urchins, basically, but high-paid street urchins.
Yes. So how do you intend to find your way?
Are there any buskers?
Yes, there would be buskers, especially here in the Clerk Ward, because that's where the Sensates Guild Hall is. So yeah, you see, and yes, they have permits, and those who do not have permits are busted by the Harmonium most often. Yeah, you will see some of them doing all kinds of different stuff.
I guess it'd be kind of similar to what you were just explaining with the runners.
The touts are really just there to bring you to one place. Like, they're like taxis, but they walk you to one place to another place safely.
Yeah, I feel like couriers in New York, like for large, the vertical building businesses. Like, they really only have to walk like a block and a half, but it's like a lot of elevator rides, and they need to get here and there quick.
Yeah. And like I said, like they're the busiest at night because Sigil gets very dangerous at night. Especially if you don't have a way like to orient yourself and have a light. They have like magical lights, and that's why they're the most useful. But if you don't know where you're going in Sigil, if you look lost, you'll get jumped. Even if you're in another ward, or someone's gonna try to scam you, or try to get you into a
bad situation,
a pyramid scheme, or So the touts are there mainly to
I walk down a shady alley and I walk out as an insurance salesman. How the fuck is pyramid schemes?
You walk into an alley and you walk out with hands full of Tupperware.
Vacuum cleaner.
Yes.
What the fuck?
That's the vibe here.
I like that
100%.
upscale thing. You don't get shanked and die. You just end up inheriting a job that you never wanted.
It depends on the ward, right? In the Hive, you get shanked. In the bazaar, you get out with Tupperwares.
Tupperware.
Okay, so you want to try and find a tout? Cam?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, let's do it. You already mentioned it, so let's use that resource. So it's like, I'll be looking around, and I'll be sizing them up like I'm about to purchase a horse.
You know, they kind of want to get picked, so like they kind of show that they're like they want to get picked like at basketball, right? So like they stand tall and put their clothing straight, and
So,
you know,
like I'll pop my collar, and then it just like kind of wilts back down because it's made of rubber. And it's like as I walk up and I look at them, and then I'm like 2 feet tall, so I look up at their knee, and then I just kind of stare up at them, and then I slowly go down, and then I start walking over to the next one. I just kind of keep doing that.
Yeah. And the one with the nicest long, strong legs to bring you somewhere is actually a lanky hobgoblin.
Sweet.
Adolescent, right? Like he's a teenager. He looks confident. He's well put. You know, like they have long hair growing at the side of their face. Is well brushed, but it's like not full, right? It's not completely full yet. Hello, sir. In need of my services as a tout?
Oh, maybe, but answer me one question. Which way is north?
There is no north in Sigil, my sir. There is only spyward and downward.
This is the one. This is the one. He's smart. He's smart and he's got good legs. Alright, so ironically, we're trying to find the Hall of Information.
That's not ironic.
Not to worry, I will bring you to the Hall of Information so that you may gain more knowledge about Sigil.
Excellent. So, I heard about some recent developments in Sandstone, something about a big old white cube. Have you heard about that?
A big white cube, sir.
Something new development in the Sandstone town.
Oh, you mean the habitation?
Yeah, the habitation, yes.
Yes, I have seen them, sir. Yes, I have seen.
So, well, how's that going? I heard they saw a development a while ago, but I'm just curious about, like, obviously we're fairly new to the area, but we're looking about maybe settling, starting a family and stuff like that. Could be nice. Is that like an apartment complex, or what's going on with that?
Yes. It is an apartment complex. It's mostly unhabitated, sir.
But why is it unhabitated? Hasn't it been around for a little bit? Wouldn't that be like the niche thing to do?
Well, sir, the Sandstone district is not very populated in general. It is very close to the slag, sir.
Oh, well, that would be it. But no, like, strangeness going on with that, development-wise? No, just standard?
Not that I'm aware. It came up really quickly.
Okay. But you wouldn't happen to know who developed it? Level Up Luxury Condo Corp? Ever heard of that?
Level Up, yes. I've heard Level Up, but the Condo Corporation, no.
Oh, well, what's the other Level Up?
You'll see when we arrive at the Hall of Information. You'll know what I mean.
Oh, shit. Okay, guys, they might be having their fingers in a lot more pies. Oh, no.
It just turns out they're Amazon.
Oh, shit.
Any other question for the top?
The only thing that jumped out to Salik was when you said we're going to start a family.
Yeah, that was a So is that the look Salik is giving me?
Yeah, with who
that?
were you implying you're starting that family with?
Yeah, the entire time. Like, as soon as you said that, Salik's just like,
wait, what?
I'm glad that didn't get dropped.
Yeah, the way that you start families, the way that he starts families, the way that I start families, like we all start families in very drastically different ways.
All right, so you guys walk down the Scholar Row, and it's quite a wide street. And yeah, you would see all manners of people walking and going. There's a lot of sedan chairs and little cars and all races, all monsters. Like there's strolls going about their days and ogres, and it's
in tuxedos.
You see little fairies zipping about as well. It is getting quite busy, and as you arrive close to the Hall of Information, The building is quite large. Square size, and it has a big dome, a blue dome, and it's very beautiful. It reflects the light, the ambient light, and there is beautiful golden filigree sprawled about the dome. And it's a bit in the same style as Kindred, actually. Kindred also has this beautiful metal work on his body in the same style. It's not exactly the same, but it's kind of reminiscent of the same.
I'm home.
On one of its side, you see a very large, kind of a billboard with a large image painted on it. And it has a figure of a man kind of seated, reclined on Cleopatra chair. And he's dressed in a beautiful, very luscious black coat with fur around its collar and around the bottom hem. The cushion is red silk on which he's reclining on. He has white, very pale skin, but he's wearing kohl, so black charcoal makeup, and he has black hair, black eyes, very piercing gaze, and in one of his hands, kind of propped on his hip, is the same mask that you guys saw the flash mob wearing. The visage kind of half happy, half mocking, and painted on top is a name, and the name is Mallochio.
What?
Kind of like the name of a star, right? Like showcasing an artist. Right?
Mallochio. Matt. Mallochio. It's very familiar to someone we've run into in a previous campaign.
Yeah.
Name, Matt.
She had a whole campaign planned before this one. You think she's not going to use elements of that campaign for this new one?
But we don't. Oh no. All right.
It's a gigantic billboard, and on the bottom left is a logo that says Level Up Entertainment.
Okay. Entertainment. Okay. Well, it just might mean they're producing it, but interesting.
Yeah, so the tout, as you guys are passing this side of the building, is pointing up, and he says, yeah, that's where I saw it, Level Up Entertainment.
Balls. So, it was Mallochio, just like the representative, or is he like an actor?
He's this great actor. He's been in a couple of plays at the festival, and apparently he's absolutely mesmerizing.
Has he always been tied with the level up?
I couldn't tell. I guess so. So yeah, he brings you at the front where there is the door to the Hall of Information, and he extends a hand to receive payment. Who's expending that to 1 silver coin?
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I got that.
He says, "Thank you, sir. May the Lady Shadow pass you by."
And also with you.
Do I know that? Maybe the lady's shadow pass you by.
That is a very common saying. Like it's
the
like
Lady of Pain?
Yeah, it's the Lady of Pain. Like
just checking.
Cooperation, compliance, control. These are the words carved on the stately columns at the entrance of the Hall of Information. Cooperation from, compliance with, and control over what is not clear, however, once you decide to enter the edifice. Perhaps you think information is being handled by a faction that is known for doing such a thing, but you should know by now, Cutter, that making sense is not Sigil's forte. It's the mercy killers who are in control, demand compliance, and somewhat cooperate with requests of information. If you're in the unfortunate position to need some intel about a new business partner before hopping forth, get ready to hee-haw. The Modrons who actually pull up the wire are more than happy to be of service. It's the Bari Ors who are sticks in the mud. The Ysgardians' goatmen are peevish and generally prideful. They'd rather not be bothered, so why they chose employment in customer service is an equation even a governor could never hope to solve. They behave more as if they're there to protect the information than disseminate it, a notion their leader, Borden Mock, very well might have instilled in her team. In any case, going to the Hall of Information is still a better option than to go to the Hall of Records and get ripped off by the fated. The Hall of Information is not a pleasant experience, but you'll usually get useful information, whereas at the Hall of Record, they'll bury you with so many useless files you'll never want to return and ask questions.
So I've described to you what the building looks like. When you enter, there are people inside, and it is a large hall. The ground is beautiful blue marble, speckled with black and gold, and it leads to a brass counter with a couple of, think of a bank a little bit with the tellers. To one side is a gigantic board with leaflets of all kinds, displaying job offers, information of all kinds. So there's a bunch of information on that side. On the left side are a couple of seats for people to wait. And people make inquiries. Sometimes it takes some time to retrieve the information, so there is a waiting section. Manning the teller booths are modrons. So these little square machines. So modrons, for those who've never seen them, are these ones. They come in all shapes, but generally modrons are either cubes or spheres with one eye in the center. And they have two arms, like very spindly arms and legs, protruding from the sides and the bottom. Some of them have tiny wings at the top that can kind of make them hover. And so they are a little mechanic creature. They come from the plane of Mechanus. Yes?
One thing you need to describe is how detailed their lips are. The weirdest thing. They just have the most detailed lips that are massive. I don't know what it is about modrons, but anyways.
And standing a little bit further back is another Boreor. This one he's quite large and probably would have been very muscular, like very buff in his age, but he seems to be quite aged right now. So some of it has become a little bit more...
He's an old goat.
Yeah, he's an old goat now.
Wiry hair, like beard probably.
His hair is more wiry. His beard has been trimmed a little bit closer to his face. He has wrinkles on his face, and even his eyes, which are completely black, are a bit more deeper in his face, which is a sign of aging for them. He seems to be running the show here.
Awesome. Now I'm just gonna like hop up to the counter and just like, as I pull myself up, it's like, hello, cousin. Just give me 1 second up here. And I just like finally haul myself up on there. It's like, well, and I look back at the others. We're looking for information, of course.
And you see, so this modron is seated on this tiny stool, right? Because they're not tall themselves, so they're like perched. So it says, "Greetings, citizens. What is your request?"
To seek the Holy Grail. No.
What is your favorite color? All right.
Yeah, before we go too far ahead, modrons are magically created constructs, right? That Inkton doesn't like seeing monstrous races oppressed in any way.
They're not.
But they're not monstrous races. They're constructs.
They're not oppressed.
They're constructed.
Yeah, they're doing what they love.
Yes, they're doing
100%.
what they're meant to do.
Yeah. I was like, all right, so we're looking for, and I pull out the letter. So looking into the level up, luxury, entertainment, and condo, and any other level up services would have their base of operations.
Request received. 1 moment, please. You see its little wings pop up. Goes down its stool, and it goes towards the warrior who's standing off a little bit to the side, and you see it transmits its the request, and the warrior directs the modron to one section, and the modron whizzes away. You wait a little bit. So after a couple of minutes, you see the Mordran is coming back and he's carrying this little, it's like a little basket made out of brass as well. It's all polished. Everything is so clean here. He's coming back with the little basket, and in the basket is a file. He comes back, he puts the basket on his side, on the teller's side. And then he comes back, he sits himself on the stool, and then he pulls the file out, and he says,
Level Up Corporation. There is an extensive amount of information available.
Which is all the information. Thank you.
Would you like the free access information? Or would you like the paid access information?
Wait, hold on. There's a fee to access this public information?
The Hall of Information gives access to a certain amount of information free of charge. This information includes public records such as addresses, location of incorporation, proprietor, etc. For a small donation that goes towards maintaining the facilities, we can give you more information about your carry by accessing some files at the Hall of Records, the Harmonium catalogs, and the Dead Book. I hope this answers your question.
What would cause information to be qualify for monetary restriction?
The simplest answer is, if your questions are about a company, chances are we can give you a fair amount of information. If they are about a singular person, most of it is not public record. That said, we can run queries on your behalf at the Hall of Records, the Harmonium catalogs, the Dead Book, and the Fraternity of Orders archives for a fee.
I guess that makes sense. If we want to know if somebody's personal information, it's an inquiry. If it's public knowledge, then it's free of charge. I see.
Well, what stipulations would present itself if it should be, like, say, could be a potential danger to the public? Shouldn't the public know without having to pay?
If you believe yourself or anyone else in imminent danger, please present yourself at the nearest Harmonium Bastion.
Thank you. Good to know. So.
I feel like that one was kind of obvious.
It's just checking, you know. I guess let's find the information that we can acquire and then see if we need to dive a bit deeper. So, what kind of information can you pull up for us, and may I have it in alphabetical order?
For the small fee of 1 silver, would you like a copy of the information that will be given to you?
Yes, DM, I would like a copy of the... I will present my second shiniest silver, because I already gave away my shiniest one.
You see, there is a slot that appears, right in front of you.
Please proceed with the payment.
Starts printing out.
Yeah. Yes. And the printer is this
the dot matrix style. Yeah.
And it's got the little edges on the side that you gotta tear out. Okay. Real quick though, before I do, it's I'll be heads or tails to the Modron before I flip the coin in.
Lady's face, always.
What does it land on? Should I roll a dice?
Yes.
I'll roll a 1d2.
Alright.
Oh, you missed!
You got it wrong. Does that bug him at all?
Yeah, he says,
darn it, I never get it.
Oh, poor guy.
Now I really want to keep flipping quarters in front of him. But it's okay, flips into there, but...
He says,
here's the information I have found on Level Up Corporation. Hall of Information 147th. Year of Factol Askar's reign. Accordant, 1st of Law, 0312 to peak. Subject, Level Up Corporation. Location of incorporation, Beator. Operations in agriculture, armament, construction, commerce, communication, entertainment, finance, funeral services, legal services, sanitation, political science, public health. Current construction project in progress. 3.
Location of current projects. The Hive. Market Ward. Lower Ward. Address of offices in Sigil. 27 Curve Street. Ladies Ward. Current CEO. Victor Gamma. Current CFO. Erasmus Cana. Service rendered by COS 056. End of transcript.
Oh, has there been any scandals in regards to this company? Anyone protesting against them?
This type of information is not logged here. Perhaps if you inquire at the publication house.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, and we could also talk, I don't know if there's any like news reporters around. We could find someone who might have a grudge against them too.
I suggest you visit the Master Clerks and Scribes Guild Hall.
For
scandals.
Why are we trying to stir up the tea? What's going on?
Yeah, we just want to know if they have a history of other people rising up and having issues with their condos, because then we can use that as potentially other contacts or evidence of
foul play or, things.
Of whatever.
Could be a way to gain allies.
Because if they output like a group of people already and they got further than we can get by the time the thing comes up, we can just start from where they started or where they ended.
Are you looking for an advocate?
Always. An advocate for everything I do. I need to be vindicated, validated, not eviscerated.
If you are looking for an advocate, I suggest Yannis Advocacy Office in the Clerk's Ward.
Well, thank you. That would be perfect.
Are there any publicly available proceedings against Level Up?
This information is not logged here.
Would we be able to find said information at the advocacy office?
Yes, the advocate would be able to get the information for you. The Hall of Records would also have the information you are looking for.
Would we also have to go to the Hall of Records to understand more fully the housing and development regulation codes?
No, the Hall of Records does not hold within its walled city regulation. You need to go to the court district.
So you wouldn't be able to tell us what Housing and Development Regulation Code 27E states?
No, it is not currently within my purview.
Yeah, you probably went too far down the alphabet. If you would have said D, they would have had it, but E is just too far. There's a text limit.
I don't know why, but I get a weird vibe whenever a potentially evil corporation cites city codes and regulations.
Yeah, they're not just doing legalese.
I'm glad we have the same instinct.
Citizen, do you require more information?
Actually, I do. There's a Dabus named Fel. Do you happen to know? Do you know Fel? He's a Dabus.
Dabus Fel has been striked from the records.
Ooh, okay. Well, out of curiosity, would you happen to know what a favorite thing for most Dabus would be? Like a gift?
This is a personal information request. Would you like to spend 1 silver for this information?
Yeah, give me. Heads or tails? He's my friend. I want to figure out stuff for him.
The lady's face.
This is so worth 2 silver. Fel and I have a nice zen thing when we hang out, but I want to try and surprise him with something they wouldn't expect, especially if it's something that might be nostalgic for him, might be useful. I'm really curious about Dabus, guys. I really want to know more.
Gosh darn. Dabus are known to be difficult to approach and socialize with. But should you befriend one, a gift they appreciate will be apricots.
Just regular apricots. Got ya.
Not so fun fact, they used to be called apricots.
Because of course they were!
We have very different definitions of what is and isn't fun.
Is it because they have nuts?
Maybe. They're considered a stone fruit. Yeah, the only reason I know that is because of a line in Midsummer Night's Dream.
And Latin, cock, C-O-Q-U-E, cock,
yeah.
is like a, it's like a shell, like a something that is hard, and that's hard. Why it sounds like that. It's like a hard center. It's like a hard center.
Sorry.
Which makes sense, but yeah, in English, it sounds like cock.
Which is just a rooster, but
Yeah. And we also call the the outside of the boat, like, you know, like that's in the water, like
The
what
hull.
do you call
The
that?
hull.
The hull. We call that a cock as well.
Because it pierces the water.
No, because it's a hard shell.
So,
like
you
the
know,
hard
I really.
shell of of seafood, like of sea creature, right?
Yeah.
It's a hard shell, so it's a cock.
I always knew that French was a romance language, but really, having a cock just going everywhere all wet all the time.
Yeah, just breaking.
Sorry, we need to move on.
Cock is nice. Okay, so you guys
Oh,
have
Miriam.
found your information. I do not care. You can quote me on this because,
Soundbite for the
of
night.
course, all of my
I'm so
quotes
glad you're
are-
saying that.
Man, we need to remix that now.
At least you wrote it correctly, so
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta do you
Okay.
justice.
So
If I'm
you
gonna
guys-
do you dirty, might as well do you justice too. I have one last question, and this is just a world building thing. What is the citizenship status of Dabises? Are they considered citizens?
No, Dabus are part of Sigil itself. They do not receive the same privileges as citizens, like voting and right to a fair trial and representation. They do not pay taxes. They are servants. They exist to maintain, repair, and create the city.
Are they servants of the city or the lady?
This is an unknowable question. The city is the lady, and the lady is the city. The distinction matters not when the consequence is the same. Should you lay a hand on a Dabus and hurt it, the Lady of Pain will maze you.
There's a maze?
There's a maze, yeah.
They serve the city, but they don't serve the people.
Yes, exactly. They don't serve the people. No one can order a Dabus around. They just do their own thing. Don't touch them. Don't interfere with them. Don't hurt them. They only care about Sigil, the city. So yes, Fel is entirely different because he lives as a citizen.
Yeah, he has a job.
So, have you guys found everything you wanted in the Hall of Information?
Outside of cocking around, yes.
Yes, I think so.
Oh my god, next time I get damaged, I should be like, oh, you've damaged my cock! My hard shell!
And this completes episode 7, Door 2, Hallowed Hells. The veil over the evil corporation is slowly being lifted. Do tune in next month as the team takes a sidestep from their investigation into a different type of House of Madness. As always, thank you for listening. I invite you to visit our YouTube page where I'll give more information about the creatures encountered this episode and talk about the Mercy Killers from the Hall of Information and the barriers as well as the mode runs. If you have a couple of spare copper commons, please consider donating to our coffee page. The link is in the notes. May the Lady's shadow pass you by.